In the grim darkness of the 41st millennium, there are war machines built to endure. There are war machines built to crush. And then, there are war machines built to collide. The Brutalis Dreadnought doesn't march into battle. It detonates into it. Inside its armored sarcophagus lies a warrior too fierce to die, wired into a machine designed for one purpose: close the distance, break the line, and tear the enemy apart with raw, unstoppable force. This is the Brutalis Dreadnought, the Imperium's guided missile wearing armor plates.
Welcome back to Brush and Blood, where lore meets painting and minis meet myth. Today, I'm painting the Brutalis Dreadnought, one of the most aggressive walkers ever unleashed by the Space Marines. As I work on this monster, we'll explore its origins, its role on the battlefield, and the real-world warriors and machines that inspired its brutality.
Let's get it on!
The Brutalis is the angry younger brother of the Redemptor. Where the Redemptor balances firepower and resilience, the Brutalis abandons balance completely. This is a dreadnought built for movement, for bursting from cover, tearing across the battlefield, and slamming into enemy lines with terrifying speed. Inside its sarcophagus rests a warrior whose body has failed, but whose fury has not. Linked directly into the machine's nervous system, the pilot feels every impact, every charge, every hit, every kill. To be entombed in a Brutalis is to become a weapon of pure forward motion. A Brutalis cannot simply be powered down. After battle, Tech Marines begin the rites of cooling, etheric coolant flooding through its limbs as the machine spirit thrashes like a caged animal. The pilot enters a half-conscious twilight state, the one the chapters call the Quiet Fury. He relives each charge, each enemy crushed beneath armored fists, not as memories, but as sensations still echoing through the sarcophagus. Some pilots whisper kill counts. Some roar silently. Some sit still, their minds still sprinting, long after their bodies have stopped. And that fury, it becomes legend. When the Tyranids overran Black Ridge, Ultramarine forces faced a swarm too thick to shoot through. The line faltered, the ground shook, and out of the smoke came Brutalis 09 Iron Gale. It charged through the ridge trench at full sprint, crashing into a Carnifex with enough force to split the beast's carapace in half. Iron Gale fought until its fists shattered, then used its own broken armor as weapons until the swarm was mulch. When Tech Marines finally retrieved the Dreadnought, the pilot inside was unconscious. But his thoughts still echoed in the machine. Forward, forward, forward. The Brutalis doesn't advance. It erupts. Where other dreadnoughts march, the Brutalis charges a shockwave of ceramite, steel, and reactor fire. The Brutalis charge, a collision event. When the Brutalis hits its target, the impact alone deals damage, breaking bones, shattering armor, and staggering monsters. It kills simply by arriving. Brutalis fists, siege weapons in hand form. These fists aren't symbolic. They're engineered to punch through tank hulls and turn elite infantry into red mist. Brutalis talons, the executioner's tools. When speed is needed, The talons slice through squads with hooked, serrated efficiency. Multi-meltas, things that make vehicles disappear. One hum, one burst, and whatever it aims at is gone. The warm-up. These are the shots fired while sprinting, the appetizer before the real violence. That's how it kills. But why does it kill the way it does? For that, we look at the chapters who wield it. Ultramarines, the Iron Vanguard. The Ultramarines deploy Brutalis units to plug breaches, smash through choke points, and stabilize collapsing fronts with raw force. Tactically precise, strategically brutal. Next, the Black Templars, the Hammer of Oaths. The Templars love the Brutalis. Some pilots refuse pain dampeners, claiming agony sharpens their zeal. One Templar Brutalis marched 300 meters, with a Chaos Lord impaled on its fist before finally slowing down. And now the Space Wolves, the Shield Breaker. To the Wolves, the Brutalis is the machine equivalent of an enraged pack leader. They send it to crack shield walls and break the morale of cowardly foes. Some say certain wolves howl through the Vox when the charge begins. But the Brutalis is more than lore. It echoes machines we know well. Pop culture parallels. Mechs that bleed fury. The Spirit Amplifier. In Gundam, mobile suits reflect the pilot's courage. So does the Brutalis. Full Metal Panic, thought becomes movement. Armed slaves move with instinct. The Brutalis does the same. Power at a prices. Escaflowne drains its pilot for strength. So does the Brutalis. And fiction mirrors truth. Because in the real world, we've built monsters of our own. Humanity has always built its own. Brutalis. In the 41st millennium, the Brutalis Dreadnought is the embodiment of raw, unstoppable momentum. But the truth is, humanity has been building machines like this for thousands of years. Every era of warfare has created its own version of the Brutalis, something designed to smash through, not sneak around. Something engineered not for precision, but for impact. Not for subtlety, but for shock. Let's take a look. Roman shock infantry, the original line breakers. Long before tanks and ceramite armor, the Romans understood momentum. Their triarii and principes didn't tiptoe into battle. They locked shields, lowered spears, and charged as one wall of unstoppable force. Their entire doctrine was built on the idea that if you hit the enemy fast and hard enough, you don't need finesse. Sound familiar? World War I. Trench raiders, the men who ran into hell. In the First World War, trench warfare created a new kind of soldier, the stormtrooper. Not the sci-fi kind, the real ones, armed with grenades, clubs, pistols, and raw nerve. Their mission? Break the stalemate, jump the trench, clear the bunkers. No hesitation, no retreat. They moved with the same violent purpose as a Brutalis, straight into the enemy's strongest point, trusting aggression to carry them through. Armored breach units, the human battering ram. Fast forward to World War II. Urban warfare demanded units who could storm buildings, blast through barricades, and survive point-blank ambushes. From American Spearhead armored divisions, to Soviet shock battalions, to German Sturmpioneers armed with flamethrowers, satchel charges, and explosives, these were the real-world Brutalis. They weren't subtle. They didn't need to be. Their job was impact. And then there are the machines, built for shock, breaching vehicles, urban assault tanks, explosive reactive armor plates rigged to blow outward, engineering vehicles built to punch through walls without losing speed, All of them share one concept: break through everything. And that's the Brutalis. Humanity has always understood this truth. Sometimes you don't outthink your enemy. You hit them so hard, they stop thinking altogether. The Brutalis is that truth forged in ceramite and fury. Psychology of the Brutalis pilot. To pilot a Brutalis is to fuse your mind with a machine that only knows one direction: forward. Psychologists call this momentum fixation, a mental state where pausing feels wrong, retreat feels impossible, and impact becomes purpose. Some pilots become philosophers. Some become berserkers. All become unstoppable. And there we have it. The Brutalis Dreadnought. One in Ultramarine Blue and one Black Templar Black. The Brutalis Dreadnought is what happens when the Imperium decides that subtlety is a waste of perfectly good ceramite. Momentum, armor, fury, finality. Fun fact: some Tech Marines chain Brutalis Dreadnoughts down during cooldown because the machine spirit keeps trying to surge forward, even while powered down. A war machine, literally too angry to sit still. Next time on Brush and Blood, we shift gears from raw aggression to long-range annihilation, painting the Ballistus Dreadnought the Imperial equivalent of a mobile execution order. If the Brutalis is the fist, the Ballistus is the bullet. Disclaimer: this episode is for entertainment and storytelling. Some lore may vary between editions or sources. Here a question for you. If you had to use a Ballistus Dreadnought in your army, would you run it as a sniper hunting key targets? Or as a frontline tank buster marching with the squad? Tell me in the comments. And may your dice hit harder than a Brutalis at full sprint.
Next time on Brush and Blood, the Azure Titan that storms the front lines, the Ballistus Dreadnought. Missiles scream, plasma sears, and every step drives the enemy back. Within the sarcophagus, a warrior's soul still burns. Witness the art of war in cobalt and gold.